How many times over the years have you heard the phrase when talking about Donald Trump, I can't see how that wasn't the end of it? So many times I've heard people say, man, when he mocked John McCain in Prisoners of War, I just can't see how that wasn't the end of it. Or when he mocked the handicapped reporter, or when he bragged about groping women. There are so many of those moments for me. The biggest one would have to be when he came down the damn escalator. I said enough is enough. But there was one moment in particular that, as someone born and raised in the South and born and raised in Appalachia and still sitting here right now, that absolutely made me sick to my stomach and made me throw up in my mouth. And that was when he went to West Virginia and he cosplayed with a coal mining hard hat. For those of you that have forgot this, take a look at this clip.
We are losing all of our jobs. And I'm not talking about mining jobs. I'm talking about every kind of job there is. You have a different predicament. And by the way, you know, the one place where we're selling coal is China. So China can use the coal, but we can't. You explain that one. But you, your family, your friends, you're all going to get out to vote. And I will tell you, you will look back and you will say it was the single greatest vote you ever cast. America will be great again. We'll be America first. We'll start winning, winning, winning. And you are going to be very proud. And for those miners, get ready because you're going to be working your asses off, all right? Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I remember that moment so well. And I remember people in my part of the world saying, he's speaking to us, he's resonating with us. And I said, no, he is exploiting us. That was a slap in the face to everyone who ever dug coal, to everyone who ever went underground and died, to everyone who ever died from black lung. That was an absolute slap in their face. You got a billionaire standing there whose daddy gave him a small loan of $1 million, didn't even know how to shovel. He's just pretending to shovel. And did he bring back coal? Did it really come back? Was you working your ass off? No. Because if you had really studied your history, you would have realized that we were never supposed to be friends of coal. We were never supposed to love coal. We were never supposed to dress up and cosplay as coal miners. Go back and watch the documentary Harlan County, USA. Read about the Battle of Blair Mountain. Read what happened to people in our part of the world and how they were exploited by the coal industry. They don't call it Bloody Harlan for nothing. They call it Bloody Harlan because the coal miners was fighting against the coal industry. That's why. And then along come Barack Obama and said, you know what, we really need to clean this up. We need to quit poisoning the creeks and poisoning the streams, which is exactly what your granddaddies was saying. If you'll just go back and look at the clips from the Harlan County, USA documentary, that's what Mama and Papa was trying to tell you. But when a smart, intelligent black man said it, oh, he's declared war on coal. He's declared war on your heritage. And everybody got so mad at Barack Obama that when Donald Trump came along and fake cosplayed in that coal mining suit, everybody, oh, look at him, he's speaking for us. He was insulting you and he was exploiting you. That's what he was doing. And the reason why that I got so offended when I seen him doing that is because I know he don't hang out around here. I know where he really hangs out. And I know the type of people he really hangs around. And I know that while he was fake dancing as a coal miner, this is how he dances at Mar-a-Lago. For people that lives around me, now do you see why he really didn't know how to put that hard hat on when they first handed it to him? He didn't know how because he's used to partying with an entire different breed of people on an entirely different level, a level that none of us will ever be invited to be a part of. I can promise you that. But Donald Trump came along and he empowered your hatred and he got you to speaking out against everything you didn't understand and everything that you hated. He got you all bent out of shape over drag queens and transgenders. But let's take a look at some pictures here from Mar-a-Lago. How about it? So wait a minute, was that Caitlyn Jenner? Was that drag queens? To the people that lives around me, you guys spend a whole lot of time angry at people like that, posting your hate about people like that. Donald Trump empowering you to do so, but looks to me like he's been hanging out with them. Looks to me like he was cosplaying all along as one of you when he wasn't. It all goes back to when he cosplayed as a coal miner. He was playing you the entire time. When's the last time you got invited to Mar-a-Lago? Or better yet, does Joe's bar look like that where you hang out? Does the people you hang out with look as high class and as high society as that? And when Laura Trump was auctioning off her puppy that she found from a dirty bathtub in Puerto Rico, let me tell you something. Donald Trump, his spoiled brat kids, or any of his family, or anyone who hangs out at Mar-a-Lago, they would not take a bath in the cleanest bathtub in Appalachia. They wouldn't set foot in your home because that would be beneath them. But they keep people voting against their own interest, and it's enough to make you sick. It has made me sick for years. And there's people said, well, you look like one of us, Brando. Why are you bashing Trump? Because I am one of you, and I'm trying to point out to you that someone who's not one of you played you and exploited everything about us. And did Cole come back? It didn't. Did you work your asses off? You didn't. So you want this guy to be the leader of the free world again. You want to give this guy the power again. He mishandled classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. That's the place where he had the nuclear codes. And take a look at this clip where he just says it out loud.
You know, they wanted to use the place. So they said, Janine, how did this happen? How did this happen? This place is packed. We love everything you stand for. Very, very special. And we don't let people use Mar-a-Lago very much. And because, as you know, we hold very, very important documents.
So yeah, there it was, him saying it right out loud that that's where he had the classified documents. He's on audio bragging about having them and showing them to people. And we're to a point where people wants to make that guy the leader of the free world again, and they want him to have his finger on the button and his finger on the pulse. Well, from day one, he has been exploiting my part of the world. He has been pretending to be somebody that he's not. And when people says he resonates with us, he speaks to us, look into the guy a little bit and see where he's really from. Because if you really had have read your history and understood where we are and understood what our part of the world went through, you would realize that for years, people came down here and they grifted and they conned us and they blew the tops of our mountains off and they destroyed our environments. And they used us, and they abused us, and they left us. And Donald Trump come along, and he cashed in on every bit of that. You know what? You had every right to feel rage. You had every right to be outraged at the way we were treated in this part of the world. But you aimed your rage and your anger at the wrong people. You got all bent out of shape at Barack Obama, who was saying the exact same thing that your granddaddy said years ago. And you put your faith in a dude who never one time went underground. Let's make that a reality show. Could we please? Could we make a reality show? Since Donald Trump, just forget being president again, dude. I got a challenge for you. Let's just call it Trump's Appalachia or whatever the fuck. And let's bring him down here. And let's let him live in a single wide trailer. And let's let him drive a used car. Now, he's not going to get his daddy's small loan. He's not going to get none of that. He's not going to get anything handed to him. No, he's going to have to go underground, and he's going to have to dig coal every day from sun up to sundown. When he goes under the ground, it's going to be dark, and when he comes out of the ground, it's going to be dark. Let's see how long he lasts. How long do you think he'd last? How long do you think he would last under there? I say it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. He wouldn't wipe his nose on your Sunday best. And he wouldn't last 5 minutes in your world. So stop buying his ridiculous merch. Stop strapping it to your truck, strapping it to your chest, and walking around like that he is your savior and your hero. He's not. He never was, and he never will be. And one of these days, you're going to look back at this part in American history, and you're going to say, there, Donald Trump will be the Vanilla Ice of presidents. He'll be the one album you'll never want to admit you ever owned.